Hello and welcome back to Berserker. We just gained another skill point in roguery as I've been attempting to fight as many looters as I can to level up my forces. This is what we currently have in my army. Obviously, we've been having a bit of a problem with crashes, and I think someone may have solved it. I haven't done any testing on this because obviously I don't really want to go into a large battle without you with me, because that's kind of pointless, in my opinion at least. Anyway, I think the main problem was that AI dismemberment was on. In other words, the AI can dismember as well, and every single time they would be able to do that, or every single time that activated, it caused a crash. And someone did mention that in the comments, so thank you so much for that, because if that is the solution, then I am very, very pleased indeed. Anyway, we're going to be going into this tournament here very quickly, just because I'd like to get a little bit more renown. We are quite we're quite in need for a slightly larger army here. Bear in mind that I'm also doing a little bit of a roundabout trip all the way over to Cyronea. I thought to myself, I might as well go through Azerai territory, because that's where most of my high relation is with various villages and so on, so it kind of makes sense that we would do it that way. And well, that was easy enough, wasn't it? That was super easy. Anyway, yes. So I thought, hey, you know, let's get my army back. Let's see if I can maybe you know, make a slightly stronger army, and maybe we can pick up our brother along the way, because he's in Cyrenea right now, and I didn't really see the need to go straight on through Western Empire territory, because then we're just going to get attacked by a bunch of vassals, especially considering we're not really that strong, or at least we wouldn't be that strong if I hadn't already gathered a bunch of people from the various villages in the area. Now, is this guy gonna actually get me? Oh, he really did? Are you serious, sir? Well, never mind, you're dead now, that's what you get. We are 249 in one-handed right now, so I'm looking forward to getting that last point. And that's going to get us to 250, which I'm very pleased about, because I think when we get to 275, I'm kind of intrigued to see what we get, because the athletics skill is so much better than it used to be. So I'm very much hoping that we're going to get a similar thing going on there. Oh, what? Did you see that? That was hilarious. I thought that was almost assuredly going to be a kill. Whoa, he's dead. Yeah, he is super, super dead right there. Anyway, this is the final round. And we're given thrown weapons, which is pretty surprising, I gotta say. Usually the Azerai, yeah, you know, they might give you some thrown weapons and stuff. But, yeah, generally, I wouldn't expect that most of the time. Oh, there we go. Nice. That was a nice kill right there, and there we have it. There we go. We also got some throwing axes, which I suppose is pretty decent. I mean, it's not terribly bad, is it? Yeah, I already recruited a bunch of units from here. We have 159 out of 169 units in my army right now, and my current clan tier is 4, as you can see right here. We need every little bit of renown that we can get our hands on, at least in my opinion. It seems to me like that is just... it's just required at this point. Oh, and the Southern Empire has formed an alliance with Vlandia. Oh, now that's cool. Alright, I am very excited about that, because obviously we were a mercenary of the Southern Empire, well, not long ago, very, very recently. And that means that we're going to be fighting alongside the same people, which is great. But, yeah, obviously we don't really have any allegiance. I mean, don't tell them, you know, don't tell them that we, we would, you know, stab them in the back for anything, basically, but yeah. The point is, that's pretty nice. I think that's maybe the first time I've seen a really big alliance between two factions. Because the last time that I played, we were playing Calradia Expanded, and a lot of people did not really like using the alliance feature for some reason. I think there was only one time that factions actually did do something along those lines. And it was very short-lived, or kind of useless in the grand scheme of things. So I am very, very surprised that they did that. But we're going to see how it goes. Maybe it's going to go really well for them. Who knows? Anyway, we're going to be fighting against the Western Empire in just a second. Where is he? Is he here? Where are you? Why are there so many people here? Oh, this is actually hilarious. What? Oh. Okay, I have no idea where he's gone. Has he left? No, he says he's staying at Cyrenea, but I went into the tavern. He's not here. And I went into the keep. And he is also... Oh, no, there he is. Okay, I am an idiot. Okay, never mind. Don't listen to me or look at me right now, because that was absolutely embarrassing. Never mind, never mind. Okay, so now we have him. And we do want to give him some gear, don't we? We do want to give him some gear, but I basically have nothing for him, as you can see right here. I literally have nothing. I'm going to be giving him the Slaying Sword of Nameless Skill. I will give him that. And we'll take away everything else from him. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go in here. I mean, I have 1.18 million gold. So I should probably spend that on someone, shouldn't I? So let's get him a nice helmet. Let's get him a pair of nice gloves and some boots. And what else does he need? Is that it? No, shoulders. We need shoulders, don't we? So let's get him... Do I have anything better than this? No, nothing better available at the moment. So I will just get him that. And there you go. Okay, so 27,000. That was very, very cheap considering. And we're now just going to give him all that stuff. And he's going to be ready for the fight. Oh, yes. Okay, there we go. Fantastic. And there we are. Okay, fantastic. All right, so now he is done. He's basically ready. And I'm thinking what we're going to do is we're probably going to make a new party with him. And I'm just going to give him a whole bunch of Berserkers. That's it. I'm just literally going to give him a huge amount of Berserkers right here. And we might give him a bunch of higher tier cavalry as well. So something along these... oh, I don't want to give him any noble units. I really don't want to give him any noble units because they're so incredibly nice for me to see and have. So I'm going to just keep those. I'm going to give him a bunch of recruits as well just so that he can level those up, I guess. And maybe some bear soldiers too, and that's it. So he has 106 out of 125. I should be able to... Can I create an army now? I think I can create an army now. Yes, I can. No? Mercenaries cannot create or manage armies? Are you serious? I thought I could actually do that. I need to become a vassal to be able to do that. You know, I feel like that's wrong. I feel like that shouldn't be the case. Oh well, never mind. I guess I will take everyone back then, I suppose. Huh. That's disappointing. I really thought that he was going to... Oh, they've added this. Okay, this is actually very cool. The fact that they've added some kind of AI behavior to your party members, that's very nice, because that basically means, look at this, defending settlements has a higher weight in decisions. The party will also pursue enemies for a shorter distance, and then aggressive, raiding, attacking parties, and sieging have a higher weight in decisions, and the party will pursue enemies further. That's really, really nice. And otherwise, neutral is just the regular kind of thing. And you have also unlimited wages. What does that mean? If limit is lower than current wage, party will not recruit troops until wage is reduced to the limit. Okay, should we just see what he does? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to give him some troops just to start him off. I'm going to give him 20 berserkers just to start him off. And I'm going to see what he does. So I'm going to tell him to play defensively, okay? Gonna tell him to play defensively for the moment until he's built up his army, and then we'll see what happens, eh? We'll see what happens, because I am intrigued. I would love to see him become one of the most powerful, you know, lords of the realm, if that is even possible, to be honest. I mean, parties are generally not to be trusted as far as you can throw them, pretty much. I mean, they are very bad, or at least they used to be very bad. So maybe they're not going to be that bad this time. Maybe they're actually going to be all right. Anyway, I was actually hoping that I'd be able to level up my leadership. That was the main reason why I even went back here to get him, because I thought to myself, oh yes, leveling up leadership, that's going to be a fantastic, you know, way to spend my time. You know, I can make an army, I can level up my leadership, we can take on some tougher fights and everything, but no, of course not. No, yes. Yeah, that is a big disappointment, but I suppose that is to be expected. We need to be a vassal to be able to make armies, which I could swear that you would be able to do that with a mercenary, but apparently you can't. So I guess I will just have to do things the old-fashioned way. And if we do come across a fief that I will be able to capture, then I think we'll probably have to do it. You know, we'll probably have to do it and just create our own faction, and then we can maybe call for Nielsen to come over and, well, maybe help us out. You know, maybe join our army then, and maybe we can level up our leadership at that point, which would be obviously very good, and that would be very, very advantageous for us. But who knows what's going to happen in the near future? I don't. So yeah, we're just going to continue leveling our forces though. And look at how much experience we gain just because of the ability to do that that donation thing, you know, donating all those armor pieces and everything. It really makes a huge difference. Anyway, I'm going to continue just, you know, preying upon the varieties of caravans in the area and just doing some nice little auto resolves. I would like to get into a large battle though, because I find them so incredibly fun. And now that we may have found the problem with them, I'm kind of excited about it. So let's see if I can maybe do something about that. So let's just go over towards probably Poros, right? Because Poros is currently under siege right now. Ah, Zakanis. Zakanis is attempting to take this. Okay, that's pretty fantastic. Now I'm going to just put in a bit of an interception protocol here. So I'm basically just going to see if anyone's trying to travel from Zionica to maybe see if they can help out at Poros. Seems like nothing's really happening there. We do have a couple of extra caravans in the area as well, but that's not really something that I want to dedicate my time to at the moment. I would much rather eliminate an enemy vassal if at all possible. Seems like Garantor Castle has been taken as well. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's because the Vlandians are also in the area. Do bear that in mind. Obviously, the newly formed alliance is going to be very important for us. But also bear in mind that that is going to actually cause us to be at war against more people in the long run. But I don't know. I think this is very cool, the way that they've done this. Whoa, Vlandia's gained a huge amount of combat strength since last time. And as you can see, the Western Empire has completely swiveled on its head. It's taken a complete 180-degree turn in terms of its combat strength available right now. That is actually kind of crazy. I thought to myself, wow, we're going to have some difficulties with the Western Empire, but no. It seems like they have fallen very, very far indeed. Anyway, I'm just going to sell my prisoners here. That was my main reason for coming over here. Also, recruiting some units from the lesser-known areas would be a good idea as well, because obviously, you know, my friends in Vlandia and in the Southern Empire, they're going to be recruiting constantly to try and keep up with the war effort. So let's just go over here to Thraktarai Castle. Usank Castle has also been taken. Look at how much damage the Vlandians are actually capable of doing now, because they have that additional security from the Alliance. I can only assume that that is indeed the case, because otherwise I have no idea how they are being so incredibly confident and a little bit audacious as well, if you can believe it. They're being very, very brave and kind of getting involved in every single scrap that they can. I'm going to try and help Svanna's party here, because otherwise she was going to lose, I think. And we can just take a couple of these. Let's level up these guys as well. Yes, someone actually did mention that it might be an idea to level these guys up before you go through to the looting screen, because then you're going to, you know, obviously make the most of all of the experience that you're going to gain from the loot as well. And that's a very good point. That is actually a good point, and I should probably look out for doing that much more often. I just forget to do it, mainly because I'm not used to having the donation thing. I'm getting much more used to it now, but before, I really was not used to that at all. Anyway, I'm thinking we might actually assist this guy in his siege. 124 units. I think I should be able to help him. Can I do it? Can I actually help him? Yes, I can. Join the continuing siege. Alright, let's do this. We have 295. Come on, guy. You can go in there. Oh, he's actually building his siege camp. He didn't even build it yet. Are you serious? That is pretty funny. I actually thought that he built it already, but apparently he hadn't. Okay, do I have an attribute point to spend? No, I don't. But I do have, wow, almost 300 in two-handed and almost 250 in one-handed. What do we actually get here? Oh yeah, ignore melee, ignore 10% of the enemy's armor, and you deal 50% more damage with one-handed weapons against shields. I will probably take that one, to be honest, because increasing your party limit is also kind of useful. At least the 15 increase seems quite nice. Anyway, am I the only one here now? He left? Did you see that? He literally left. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go in. I guess I'm just gonna go into the siege and we'll see how this goes. This is obviously not something that I should really be doing. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, I think that this is a pretty risky maneuver. But I kind of wanna do a little bit of choppy with my massive two-handed axe. It's been a while since I've been able to do that and actually enjoy it without having the ominous, you know, shadow looming over us of the whole crashing debacle. So I'm actually hoping that that is going to be fixed now, and hopefully I'm not going to get shot in the face. Okay, so I'm thinking that we might tell my guys just to... I really don't like how things have gone here, because if it were me and I was besieging this, I would not have built the battering ram or the siege tower or anything like that. I feel like they are a complete waste of time. I feel like the siege ladders, especially with the kind of army that I have at the moment, it just suits a really fast, really quick attack that is as brutal as it is quick. And what the? You see this guy? Look at him. What is he doing? You are going to get murdered, sir. Yes, exactly. That is hilarious. What are these guys actually doing right now? There is no possible way that I would be able to balance on this ladder and swing my axe, right? Surely not. Oh, nice. There's a good dismemberment right there. I like it. Okay, so now, when I was in the dismemberment mod options as well, by the way, I changed something else. Before, I had a 100% chance when a dismemberment would activate to cause one. So we would always get a slow-mo whenever there was a dismemberment. Now what I've done is I've made it more realistic. So basically there is a dismemberment every single time I overkill an opponent by a certain amount, or do a significant amount of damage. So there's a bit of realism involved in that now. So you can see here, that kind of damage is what I'm talking about. 188 damage. Yeah, I think you can pretty much see that there would definitely be a dismember activating at that point. Oh, murdered. Murdered, that is what you'll get, sir. Okay, here we go. Knock that guy down and then focus on the other one while he's crowd controlled, if you want to call it that. Yeah, just gonna polymorph him real quick, put him to sleep or something like that. Anyway, let's just... Oh, wait a minute. No. Yeah, they can beat me, you see. They can beat me off the bat here because they do have the ability to outspeed my two-handed axe. I'm actually going to switch to my sword now. Oh. There's a lot of extra enemies around here. Okay, I'm just going to try and see if I can level up my one-handed as much as possible right now. I'd like to try and get it to 275 if I can, because that is obviously the final advanced perk that we really do need to become very good at using one-handed. So it would be nice if we could do that. This is a lot more fun than I remember, actually, going through the streets and everything. Is it just me? I'm not entirely sure. Have they changed things somewhat? Because it seems to me like the AI is spread out in a much more logical fashion and doesn't really seem to be all over the place in kind of random spots. It seems to be a lot more strategic, I guess you could call it. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm not entirely sure, but it seems like they're just genuinely much more difficult to deal with, which I somehow quite like. I mean, usually that is a good thing. Nice. There we go. We are almost at 300 athletics as well. Bear in mind that every single point of athletics is going to help us in a very big way indeed. And I believe we're done. That is indeed it. Fantastic. Look at that. And now, obviously, we are a mercenary, so this is really not going to do much apart from giving me a massive amount of renown. You could see that right there. That was really, really good. And we're just going to also be leveling up all of our troops here, and we're going to be getting a lot of experience from all the armaments and everything, which is always nice too. And there we have it. Okay. Fantastic. So now what can we do to this? Because obviously I haven't actually taken a castle as a mercenary in quite some time, or maybe ever, because I think that in general I probably only did that in the very first series, or maybe the second one as well. I don't think so though, because I was obviously not very familiar with how the game worked at that point. Anyway, so this is what we can do. We can devastate it. We can gain some gold. We can reduce our relation by a massive amount. Yeah, okay, yeah. We're just going to show mercy here. There is really no other reason why we would do anything. Oh, and it seems like it is actually going to be maintained as a Vlandian fief as well. So it's not a waste. It's not a waste for a mercenary to take fiefs. I actually did not know that. I thought to myself, okay, well, if we take this, it might very well just not even go to anyone. It might literally just end up being one of those things where it just goes, well, you've raided this particular castle, you've pillaged it, you've stolen a whole bunch of the prosperity from it, and that's pretty much it. But no, it actually seems to be going quite nicely there. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anyway, I'm going to be taking prestige here because I do like dealing a lot of damage to shields, especially if I am not going to use a sword anymore. I might use a one-handed axe, and in that case, an axe, obviously, as you know, is very good against shields. So being able to do 50% more damage against shields is certainly going to make us into a shield destroyer, and it is just going to help us a great deal. Anyway, this is the final perk when we get to 275. Each skill point above 250 grants you attack speed and damage. So, yeah, we might be able to do that at some point. And how are my people doing? Yeah, they leveled up once again. I should really go over to my prisoners and sell those too. Did I already do that? No, I didn't do that. And we're almost at 175 roguery, so I'm looking forward to that too. And yeah, I don't even have that much in the way of armor to sell anymore because I'm literally just donating them for cash at the moment. So yeah, otherwise I did make 2 of these, didn't I? Oh no, I didn't. This was my other one. Okay, yes, I'm currently using the rusty steel one, hilariously enough. Okay, so we'll just sell a bunch of that just because we have an overabundance of that stuff, and then we're just going to smelt down a bunch of other things as well, just in case we do have a couple of new parts to be able to acquire. You never know when they could come in handy. And that is apparently that. Oh, okay, well, I was actually hoping for a little bit more than that, but oh well, never mind. Alright, so, what else can we do? Well, let's have a look. I mean, the war exhaustion is just about to kick in, so I don't think we really have an opportunity to do anything else at the moment. And in general, I think that the Western Empire is absolutely begging for a peace agreement at this point. And I don't blame them, to be honest, because let's face it, that was pretty harsh. That was pretty harsh to, you know, be facing... Oh, hello. Okay, to be facing one faction that is doing, well, reasonably badly in the form of Landia, and then all of a sudden, an alliance comes in, and it switches everything on its head. And that's exactly what happened to the Western Empire. Now they are reeling from it, and they're very, very weakened. Anyway, Nielsen is right here. Let's take a look at his army and what he's... Is he serious right now? Okay. I'm actually very proud of him right now. I'm very proud of him. It seems like the developers have worked on the party AI. Because I've said in the past... And I would highly doubt that they've heard me say this or anything like that. But generally, even if they have, they've taken it on board then. They've definitely taken it on board if they have heard me or maybe some other people say this. And that was that the party AI is really stupid sometimes. They will sometimes literally just run in to random fights and get themselves killed. And this guy has done so well that he's been able to gather an absolutely maxed out army. And now all he needs to do is level up all of these units and he is going to be an absolute monster. And I don't know who could beat him, to be honest. I have no idea who's going to be able to beat him at this point. So that is extremely exciting to me, and hopefully he's going to prove himself to be someone that we can rely on in the future. We're going to go in for another tournament here. They're so quick, so easy to do, and we get a lot of, well, maybe not so much money. I don't really care too much about the money, but we do get a lot of skill points. Skill points are obviously kind of important for my one-handed, but we also do gain some decent renown as well, so I don't even have to go into a battle, and I'm going to be getting a decent renown reward, so I don't really mind that either. And it does give me a bit more of an opportunity to do damage in a one-handed, in a one-on-one situation. And there you go, we actually leveled up. Fantastic. But yeah, basically, practicing one-on-one situations is definitely something that is pretty important and something that I don't usually get the opportunity to do, because most of the time we are either one versus many, or it is just a case of, oh, I'm dead, you know, okay. that's you know, sometimes the case. So it's really nice to be able to practice these kinds of things in a somewhat controlled way, because even if I do get eliminated in this particular situation, it's not really going to be the end of the world. Whereas if I get eliminated in a siege or in some kind of, you know, actual battle, it's a big deal, because we could then very well face a defeat. And that's never a good thing. You never want to face a defeat. Oh, we're actually up against an extremely powerful cavalry unit from Sturgia here, but this guy's never going to be able to beat me with the same weapon, because he just doesn't have enough one-handed skill in comparison to us. And that's exactly what happens nowadays. That's the reason why this can be considered an RPG, because, you know, the people with the higher stats, they're going to be the ones that will no doubt do more damage than the ones that don't. And, well, unless you are obviously very skilled, or maybe just a little bit lucky, who knows. But there you go. There's another 10 renown for us. Obviously very quick, very easy to do. And I was, you know, I actually, that's the one thing I miss about Warband in terms of tournaments. The tournaments in Bannerlord, I feel like they're very fun, I feel like they're very dynamic, and I feel like they have a very good theming to them as well, because obviously each one is unique to each faction, and you use different weapons, and all that wonderful stuff. However, the one thing that I miss is being able to increase your relation with the town itself, or the various notables, in the case of Bannerlord that is, that are stationed there. And that is something that I would love to see added to the base game. I don't know whether there is a mod that is going to enable the ability to give you reputation with the notables in the area if you win a tournament, but generally just think about it. If you win a tournament, what do you expect to get? Well, obviously you're going to be getting renown, and you're going to be getting money and a reward, but what about the relation with the town itself? I feel like that is a pretty important detail, because if you don't have that, if you don't have the relation, then you can't unlock these additional recruitment options in the town itself, and then you have to do tasks that are also random. They pop up randomly, so it could be extremely useful to do it like that, where they actually do give you a little bit of relation with a random notable or something like that. That might be something to think about, or you can just forget about this if there is a mod that already does all that stuff. So, you know, maybe it's not even necessary for me to mention it. Anyway, we have leveled up, so I think I'm going to be going for some more leadership, because when I get there, finally, I will be able to then zoom, speed my leadership all the way up to, well, probably up to at least 100, maybe 125 skill, once I'm able to form armies of my very own. Anyway, I think that's probably going to be it for this episode, because we're no longer at war against anyone. Look at the Southern Empire. They are limping along significantly right now, and they really don't have much to speak of. Oh, their combat strength is actually not even that bad, to be honest. Anyway, let's have a look and see who's at war against anyone else. Okay, so the Northern Empire is at war against two factions. Is at war against Britannia and the Crusade, and how... the Crusade are at war against 3 factions. But look at them. They're doing fine. Look at that. They have 5,600 almost. Britannia has 5,500. The Azerai have 5,200. And Sturgia have 5,000. Seems like everyone is doing extremely well in terms of combat strength. This is a close run battle, with the exception of the Southern Empire, of course. They are most likely going to be the first ones eliminated. But I suppose we'll see. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.